What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and I have some very exciting news regarding the UCS Death Star releasing October 1st. So here is one of the first images of the actual set that we've gotten. We have seen some of the other minifigures and images for the minifigures before, and I have a full video talking about all the minifigures that we get in the Death Star before, so make sure you guys check that out before watching this video. But this one is mainly about the actual Death Star here, so without further ado, let's get into it. Of course, the set is a UCS set, so will be 18 plus, and comes with 9,023 pieces. It also comes with 38 minifigures, and for, again, $1,000, obviously. So price per piece, again, starting off, isn't the most accurate, which is kind of surprising since we've gotten, this is the most expensive set that Lego has ever made, of course, being $1,000, and we have gotten sets over 10,000 pieces before, lower than the price of $1,000, which would be the accurate 10 cents price per piece. So, I'm not so mad about it because it is Star Wars and they cost a lot more money to get the IP for them. So that is a part of the money that is being used. And of course, the 38 minifigures, which I talked about and discussed in my earlier video. So it is sort of this little slice here. You can see the complete Death Star, which is really strange why they advertise this, and then show what it, of course, actually is, which is this little slice of the Death Star. And once the sort of outline of the Death Star was leaked, it was, of course, leaked to be sort of like a diorama, so like half of the Death Star. And a lot of people were joking that they could buy two of the Death Stars, of course, for $2,000 and actually complete what the UCS set should be. But with this actual, like, complete image shown, I don't think two will actually be able to complete, like, a whole sphere. Of course, you don't have this in person, so technically we don't know exactly how big it is, but we can use the image of the minifigure compared to the Death Star, which might have a little bit of editing towards it, so we don't know exactly how big it is. It does technically show in inches, but it doesn't really show a good comparison, at least to a minifigure. But it also comes with one of my favorite details, which probably doesn't justify the price or any of the other additions that Lego sadly added, but I think it is a cool addition that they added in Imperial, like the white, like, transport shuttle that we see in episode 6. I do have a mini build of it here. Here's what it looks like a little bit up close. I can fit the full thing because I believe Lego did do a UCS version of this, so it is sort of a smaller version inside of this Death Star, and I believe the GWP for this Death Star, which hasn't been leaked yet, will be just a normal TIE fighter, which kind of sucks. And one of my original ideas for a GWP would actually be this transport shuttle, which I really, really like how they include in the set, but again, I would have preferred that as a GWP instead of just like a normal TIE fighter. It kind of seems a little bit useless, and I feel like it should at least be something a little bit cooler than a TIE fighter, like, again, the transport shuttle here, but I'm glad they actually include it. And as far as the rooms, it comes with what you would normally have, like the communications room, the like the generator room for the Death Star, the throne room, which takes up a big space, and there's also different, like, varying sizes of it. There's also a hangar bay area, which only is shown with 3 of these stormtroopers, and I believe there should be some kind of bath or the hot tub, I guess, for the hot tub stormtrooper, which if you haven't seen my video, again, about the leaked figures, there will be a hot tub stormtrooper, which I think is a pretty cool inclusion. It only will come with one of them, and I guess there should definitely be a hot tub room, but currently I'm not seeing it. I might just be overlooking it, but obviously there should be a small hot tub room because there definitely seems to have some sort of space with a lot of excess rooms. There should be a little bit of a meditation chamber as well as a meeting room that I'm seeing here. So, for a Death Star, there's not, like, too much, like, action stuff, I guess, going on with the Death Star, at least that we've seen from actual, like, Star Wars media. It includes everything that I would want it to include, except, of course, maybe some higher detail for the figures and actually the shape of the Death Star. Personally, I don't mind too much of it actually being half of a spear. I feel like it would be really cool for display, but at that, you could really just like make it a full spear and then just open up to half of it. But the overall shaping of the Death Star, I really, really don't like. And I mean, it's a Death Star. You're paying $1,000, not for the minifigures, of course, for the 9,000 piece build. So definitely a smaller build for 9,000 pieces. And of course, there's a lot of detail in the interiors. And I believe there should be some printed pieces. It also comes with a display plaque, which the figures they're using to display are Galen Erso as well as Director Krennic, which personally are not my favorite minifigures, even though they definitely should be. When I heard the leaked figures that were going to appear in the set, they definitely should be some of my favorites. Sadly, they're not, and they definitely didn't do that well with this set. There could have been a lot more stuff they would have done a lot better, starting, of course, with the figures and, of course, the overall shape. With a closer inspection of the Death Star, there is no hot tub room for the hot tub stormtrooper, even though there's so many different hallways and little elevator areas that could just be simply subbed out with a hot tub. And I'd love to see some creator like make a hot tub in it for the hot tub stormtrooper, if anyone even actually builds the set. But the one thing I actually like about this set is probably the Imperial Transport Shuttle, which I'm happy that they actually included it, because I never knew they were originally going to include that in the set, and that was like a happy little surprise. But again, the shape is horrible, and honestly it looks very, very weird, especially with the Death Star laser beam. For $1,000, there's definitely some bigger sets and some cooler sets that you could get. You could get like the UCS Razor Crest or UCS Venator or something else, but the Death Star definitely is not worth it for the amount of money that you're paying. You should be getting a full Death Star, and it's not even giving you half. And that is going to do it for today's video. Sadly, that's all we get for the UCS Death Star. Of course, the promo is still to be leaked and / revealed. Of course, the actual set also has to be revealed as well. And of course, I'll talk to you guys all about that. So make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for more information about the set. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing rest of your day, and see you all in the next one.